Hello and welcome to episode one of What's Spinning with Jake and Ridge. I'm Jake Jackson. This is my brother Ridge Jackson, and we got our special guest Barrett Lewis, good friend. And for today, with our first episode back, we're going to what better way to do than our top 10 albums releases of 2025. And let's get it started, Barrett. Since you're the guest, you can go first. Let's hear your 10 through 6.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me on the show. And been a pleasure to do this every year with you guys. You guys have a well-rounded music knowledge, and it's always fun to talk music with you guys. So, at number 10, I've got a band that we all saw at LDB this year, Killing Me Softly from the UK, Leeds in particular, to forever fall through God's safety net. It's an EP this year, very much a metalcore throwback. I'd say like late '90s, early 2000s era metalcore. Much of like Converge of that era, a little bit of Zayo, a little bit of like the moshcore leaning stuff as well of that era. So I would say, for fans of the two bands I mentioned previously, as well as On Broken Wings, kind of the more moshcore parts of them. But this was released on August 7th of 2025. Northern Unrest in the UK, and then Streets of Hate. I did order this album like 3-4 weeks ago, as I was telling you guys before we started recording. Still not here, so unfortunately, it's the only one I don't have a physical for. They just started doing the physical releases here in the last few months as well. So, really, really big album for me this year. Very much a throwback. Like I said, it's a very formative kind of genre for me. So, to hear like young cats doing it this day and age is very cool. 6 tracks, 15 minutes long, quick listen. Highly recommend it. Going to move on to number 9. So number 9 for me is Glare Sunset Funeral. Wonderful Texas band. These guys we also saw at LDB this year. Mm-hmm. Sunset Funeral, So if you like more of the alt shoegazy type stuff, a little bit more ethereal listening. Early release this year, April 4th. Sunday Drive Records, as well as Death Wish on the distro. 37 minutes long, 11 tracks. These guys are from the lower Rio Grande Valley area of Texas. From what I read, which I wasn't familiar with the area, really close to the Mexican border in particular. Very dream popish as well. I'd say that this would be for fans of like bands like Whir, Ride, Catherine Wheel, like a nice variety of like shoegaze and all music. New Burn is probably one of my favorite tracks this year as well. It's one of their harder tracks on the album. So they come in at number 9, Glare, Sunset Funeral. At number 8, I've got Oversize, Vital Signs.
There we go.
Out of the UK. Mm-hmm. Again, kind of on that same note of our alt shoegaze leaning stuff. I had the pleasure of talking to these guys on the old ATI podcast that I used to host early this year. I've been friends with Taz, the guitarist, for a few years. We've been kind of like internet pen pals, just talking about music. I picked one of their tracks a long time ago, Dare to Move, in fact, which is on this album. Was a single like almost 2 years ago for these guys. And it was kind of what they used to kind of help shop around and then, get them on Sharp Tone Records, which is their first full-length release with Sharp Tone. So I'd say that this would be for fans of like Failure, Teenage Wrist, Swerve Driver. It'd be a nice mixture of bands to like refer people to. Really a great album, 10 tracks, 30 minutes long. Came out very early this year, February 28th. Also features another person that I had the good fortune of talking to, Cam from Teenage Wrist, formerly of Teenage Wrist, I should say. He's in Heavenward, the bassist for 303.
303.
So Cam's solid fucking dude. Still in touch with him. Great guy. Great to see good people collaborating together too. Louis John's fantastic production on this album too. Another highlight. So that's at number 8 for me. Oversized is Vital Signs. Number 7, Agriculture's The Spiritual Sound.
Man, good album.
Best leads this year. Like if you like lead work, this is the album for you. Quite the eclectic, sound in general. It's got post rock, post hardcore, metal, avant garde, black gaze type stuff. So it's got a little bit of everything to it. I've been a big fan of these guys for a while. I know I've been hyping them up for a while. The first album came out in 2023. I was a really big fan of. They had an EP that came out last year, also very good. But they're a band that just keeps leveling up with every release. I would say that this would be for fans of bands like Death Heaven, Frail Body, Liturgy, I think that this band might be for you. 10 tracks, 43 minutes on the Flinser, which is kind of one of my more favorite independent labels. Getting a lot of love this year on a lot of lists, and rightfully so. Just can't recommend this album enough. If you're into that kind of eclectic songwriting style, these guys have it in spades. Always going to be checking out every release. So I got that at number 7. Number 6, going a little bit of a mood change here. We've got Bon Iver, Sable Fable. So Bon Iver is one of my all-time favorite like indie folk artists. I think I have every album except for maybe one, 22 or Trillion or whatever that album's called. Yeah. That's the only one that I don't have. But it's appointment listening when Bon Iver drops an album, in my opinion. Always doing something to kind of push the realms of the genre that he's in. I would say that if you never heard of him, which you're probably living under a rock at this point, he's got a lot of critical acclaim. He's become broken into the mainstream. But for fans of people like Sufjan Stevens, Owen, Iron and Wine, like I could see a lot of translatability there. But Justin Vernon's just, in my eyes, one of the best singer-songwriters that there is today. And what something I really enjoyed about this album was looking at the making of on YouTube. They've done some releases with him and Jimmy Stacks, his big producer and co-writer. They did some behind the scenes stuff, but this was released early this year as well, April 11th. 13 tracks, 41 minutes, kind of in that indie folk house that we kind of talked about. This is just a really important artist for me. I mean, I had Bon Iver music playing at my wedding. That kind of like a lot of the groomsmen walk down to and everything. So just a very special artist for me that I'll always be checking out. So that's my 10 through 6, guys.
I first heard of Bon Iver through hip hop because he was like featured on
Kanye,
Jay-Z, or was he on Watch the Throne too?
Twisted Dark Fantasy.
My Beautiful. Okay, that's where I first heard him. Yeah, yep. And the Mac DeMarco. There's no espresso machines in the woods. Bon Iver. Yeah. One of the all-time great quotes. All right. Very good. Very good list. Yeah. Ridge, you want to give us your 10 through 6?
Yeah, I'll go through. I'm going to go through pretty quick here. It was a good year for music. And speaking on the Flesner, am I pronouncing that right? I always feel like, okay, I got that. All right. We have the new Chat Pile and Hayden Padigo, In the Earth Again album that came out on Halloween, actually.
How fit the Jason mask too? How fitting.
The Jason, you got Ray Gun there, and with the Jason mask on. Just a very sonically well put together album. I wish I would have got more spins to it. You definitely have to. It's very certain mood for me to throw this on. But I love the fact that listening to this over my system sounded amazing. Putting headphones on, you just hear so much more things, like little details, like the tape warblings and stuff, and just amazing musicianship, song structuring, great collaboration. I really dug that. That was good. That was my number 10.
More on that later.
You'll be hearing about it again.
Great album. I didn't get enough listens to it. I'm basically my 1 through 10. I go off of what I've listened
to the most. Yeah,
sure.
Which that's how it should
matter.
It should be your favorites, the ones you listen to the most.
Definitely.
And then switching it up here, this is probably one of my favorite death metal releases this year, which was the brand new album by Reburied called Flesh Mourning, released in July on Iron Fortress Records. Reburied, they have another LP or album. I was lukewarm to it. It was all right, but this one, it just came out and it's just assaulting. It's got that chainsaw buzz. Great stuff. Never stops, no breaks on it, man. It's good. I like that. Yeah, number 9, Reburied, Flesh Mourning. And coming up at number 8, I have the Casket Lottery, Feel the Teeth. Sort of local, kind of ish to us. What, about 4.5 hours away?
Yeah.
Like, band that I've been following for a long time. Love them. Midwest emo-ish kind of. Well, you can say some post-hardcore in there. Different kind of stuff. Rock and roll, rock music. Good.
rock music.
Yeah.
Great album.
They this was not really so much a comeback album because I believe they released another one in 2020 that I did not listen to somehow. That one missed me, but absolutely amazing. Night Song, the opener, great. Bell Penny, fantastic. Love it. Number
That was
8.
Iodine Records release, right?
Yeah, this was on. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
Iodine.
We love Iodine here.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Big fans.
it was great.
Great episode with, I think, was it the Jeremy Baum one or was it the Iodine podcast that they were on? But they talked about the making an album too.
Oh,
The
really?
dude,
I haven't
the
seen
dude
that.
from it's the New Scene podcast
New
that
Scene.
does.
Yeah.
He's the Iodine guy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
New Scene.
Yeah. All right. And moving on to my number 7 pick, which is this awesome little post-punk kind of new wave oi band called Homefront. Released a fantastic album their last LP is amazing. First EP they came out with I think around COVID. It's very, very good. But this year they came in and released this on November 14th, 2025. It's called Watch It Die. I've been spinning this nonstop. Fantastic, good feeling, great synths, rocking guitars, good drums, everything. Bassline's fantastic, and just the delivery of their frontman, who actually I think he records the drums, guitars, and does the vocals, I believe, all, and does great. Love it. If you're fans of, I don't know, it's like New Order, Coxbar, Blitz, later Blitz, it's right up there.
Cool videos for the singles on that
They
album.
have great videos. I really want to see them live because their energy is just unbeatable in my opinion. All right, so I'll go my last one here, which is a completely different mood here, but that is the the newest release from Caustic Wound, Grinding Mechanisms of Torment. This band, they share members with Mortiferum, which I'm a big fan of. Completely bananas on this. It's just like kind of like early Carcass grindcore, like the first 2-3 Carcass albums. A lot of worship there. Dealing with some heavy topics in this. I mean, you're touching with some stuff on like AI, the state of the world's in right now. It's really good. Real quick listen. 16 tracks, goes by fast.
It came out early this year, didn't it? Because I remember.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly
You
when
turned
it
us
did.
on to that.
Yeah,
I remember you sending the first single, and that was pretty.
Early in the year. Yeah, Caustic Wound. I mean, their last release, I think it was Death Posture. I might have that wrong, but ever since I heard that, I was hooked. Like I'd been searching for a copy of that, and I think I found the tape down at Spectrum Record Lounge, but it doesn't play very well. It's the only thing, but it's a good album. But Grinding Mechanism Torment, my number 6 pick.
Oh yeah.
Caustic Wound.
Yeah, it was released on Profound Lore. Yeah. Good stuff. Good grindcore. Good family music.
Sit around, open presents for Christmas.
Yeah.
What you got for us, Jake?
Okay, we got number 10 here. We're going to follow Barrett with a Streets of Hate release. And this release literally came out the beginning of the year. So in January of 25, this and the whole first part of the year, this was on repeat. And that is the Crush Your Soul, Living Gracious release, released on Streets of Hate. Jay of Mind Force, one of his many side projects. This is one of the best hardcore releases of the year, in my opinion. It also features members of Scarab. Is that how you say that band? And Gridiron, and that one Simula Cara, Simula.
I think it's Simula Cara.
Simulk. You guys know, if you've seen the band name, you know what I'm talking about. Features the house members of that, and that's one of the best hardcore songs of the year. Track 3, Wish Death. One of the best lyrics. I used to wish death on my enemies, but now I hold out an open hand. All-time great lyric and awesome breakdown. Basically, if you like Mind Force, if you like Mike of Mind Force, Fatal Realm, you will like Crush Your Soul. Anything that Jay's involved with, you will like that. So, Crush Your Soul, Living Gracious on Streets of Hate. That is my number 10.
I love that so much. I got it on tape and the LP.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna. Well, you got the LP with the first
Yeah,
EP, the
pretty much.
self-titled,
Yeah.
the Crush Your Soul. I'm gonna have to get that as well. And then number 9, Ridge and I buzzed on up to one of our favorite record stores, the Record Space in St. Louis, because I didn't get it until yesterday, so I haven't even listened to it. But I've streamed it a bunch, and that is, it's a live record. It's the live album from The Story So Far. I Want to Disappear in the USA. If you know me, you know I love The Story So Far, and I love live albums. So this album came out Labor Day weekend. Perfect soundtrack for a holiday weekend, summertime, by the pool, all of that. So, and if you love The Story So Far, and you love the last record especially, you're going to get a lot of new live tracks from the new record on here. And John Markson did some work on like some mixing for the live record or whatever. And John Markson is the man.
One of
So
the best.
The Story So Far, I Want to Disappear in the USA is my number 9. And speaking of John Markson, number 8, he produced and mixed the brand new third studio LP from Santa Cruz, California hardcore band Drain. Drain is Your Friend, released on Epitaph Records. We got a nice gatefold here. We got 10 tracks. I'd say about 27 minutes runtime. And if I had to pick favorite tracks, it would be Nothing But Love, Loudest in the Room, Who's Having Fun, and the closing track, Until Next Time. Basically, if you like Living Proof, you will love Drain Is Your Friend. It's a continuation of that. And everybody, Sammy, Tim, Cody, their playing has just continued to get better. I believe Sammy played all the bass on the record. His singing is even better. His vocals, his lyrics, everything about this record. I love. The only thing is that it came out a little late in the year. Otherwise, it could have been higher on my list. But Drain Is Your Friend on Epitaph Records. That is my number 8. And my number 7 is a album that honestly was a slow burner for me, and I was a little lukewarm on to begin the year. But as the more and more I listened to it, the more I fell in love with that. And that is the second studio LP from melodic hardcore, emo, whatever you want to call it, pop punk, Anxious Bambi. Their follow up to Little Green House, released on Run for Cover Records. And what can I say? Like I said, this album just continues to grow on me with each listen. And my favorite track would probably be track 8, Sunder. So that is my number 7. And my number 6, which I think is easily the best hip hop release of the decade for me. The long awaited return of the all time great hip hop duo Clips, Malice, Pusha T, Brothers, all produced by Pharrell, one half of the Neptunes. It's like everything's right in the world. Pharrell's producing a Clips album in 2025. And if you're living under a rock, if you haven't heard of this record or this impact of this release, you're living under a rock. And it's without a doubt to me the best hip hop record of the year, easily of the decade. And if I had to pick a favorite track, it would probably be So Be It, Ace Trumpets, Chains and Whips, POV. I also really like the last song, By the Grace of God, a lot. So that is my number 6. Clips, Let God Sort 'Em Out. And you may be hearing about that in a little bit.
Maybe.
So those are my 10 through 6.
All right, so 5 through 1 now. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Yes,
that.
sir. Moment of
Yeah,
truth.
All right, here we go. So my top 5. We're going to start with my favorite modern day death metal band, and that's Sanguisugabogg, Hideous Aftermath. Got the great pleasure. So this is a little bit more of a personal story, but I got the great pleasure of finally seeing these guys live this year, and my son wanted to go, and he just turned 9. So they played St. Louis the day that Ozzy died. It's a memory that I'll never forget. Like, I felt like shit. I took a nap. I had to like work midnights. I took my son to the Headless Bat in St. Louis. Shouts out, favorite pizza place up there. And we had some pizza beforehand, and we went and watched Sanguisugabogg get it off Broadway. And we got to meet Cody. Got to talk to Cody for like 3 or 4 minutes after the show, and he hung out and took a picture of my son. And just a really special night, really, really great night. So that's a major reason which is easy to be biased in that way. But fantastically produced album. Kurt Ballou, one of the greats, one of one of Converge fame, and he produced this album. Came out on October 10th of this year. 10 tracks, 47 minutes, and on Century Media. And I will have to say that my favorite track on this album, though, is the industrial banger, Repulsive Demise.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And a lot of
Yeah.
folks, it was kind of an unexpected thing. They were even like, let's get the Godflesh drum pack on this,
Yeah.
like for real. It's great, man. It's so good. Yeah, and there's not a bad song on this album. Some great features. Dylan from Full Hell's on a track, and just an incredible feature on this album. I love how one song transitions to the other. The second to third track transitions fucking great with Cody on the drums. Just so seamless, perfect. These guys never make a bad album. I've been a fan since day one. Continue to be a fan. Will always be a fan. So that's a number 5 for me.
Sangasuga Bob.
Sangasuga Bob. All right, number 4. We talked about him earlier. We've got Chat Pile and Hayden Pedigo. In the Earth Again on the Flesner. Not going to relitigate some of the things that Ridge spoke about it, but I will mention that there's 11 tracks, 36 minutes. Chat Pile is one of my favorite current artists, period. If they release an album, it's probably going to be on my top 10. As if you go back and watch our old episodes, anytime they released an album, they were in my top 10. One of my favorite live albums ever is their 2023 Roadburn set that they released this year. So I'm always going to be checking them out. Came out on Halloween, as Rich said. This is the first time collaboration with Hayden in particular. He's kind of like a virtuoso, kind of post-rockish guitarist at times.
A little folk country.
Yeah, a little folk country in there. He's kind of a jack of all trades, very talented musician. I would say, to me, the lasting impression of this was, and I think I even mentioned this to Ridge when I first listened to it, was that this would be very fitting for like a horror soundtrack or a post-apocalyptic movie. Like that is the first impression when you hear this album. You think of no other musical references. Literally, it's cinematic.
You put it out in the universe. We got to make
Absolutely.
that happen.
Let's make it so.
Yeah.
Cue the Picard meme right now. Make it so. All right, so number 3. One of my all-time favorite bands, definitely in my Mount Rushmore favorite bands of all time. We've got Deftones. Private Music.
Legends.
Absolute legends. Again, a band that can do no wrong. Very quick release from the point of the announcement. The first single, the album was out within 2 months. Which, you're the Deftones, you can fucking do that. You don't have to have months and months of, promotion and all that other stuff. Top 10, like I mentioned, they're kind of probably a Mount Rushmore artist for me. Probably my favorite album of theirs since Koyo. So that's been quite some time, 10 years plus. This came out August 22nd of this year. I got the honor of finally seeing them this year as well. So they were kind of a bucket list band for me to see. Arena show in St. Louis. Got to go with my wife. We also got to see Idols, also one of my favorite, like kind of indie punk bands. And it was a great time. 11 tracks, 42 minutes. Deftones. If you don't know Deftones at this point, what are we doing here? Right?
Living under a rock.
Right? Number 2. And I'll have to say, like, this was the hardest year. I was telling you guys before we started recording, hardest year for me to pick a top 10. And this top 3 in particular rotated around so much for me. But number 2, I have Deaf Heaven, Lonely People with Power. This was an album that when I first heard it, I was like, undeniable, their best record since Sunbather. Sunbather is one of my favorite black metal, I guess, albums ever. Certainly American black metal. And this is a band.
Very important record of that era.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very influential. Essentially any band that's like a black gaze band these days, it's always the reference point. Like that's the torchbearer. That's the standard marker. Is like, is it as good as Sunbather? No. Usually is the answer to that. Deaf Heaven, I've been on the train the whole time. There's some people that have jumped off, jumped back on. I think all their albums are great. They're a band who intentionally tries to do things outside of their wheelhouse, push the boundaries of the genre, and this, that, and the other thing. But this, undeniably, regardless if you're a fan, you were on the wagon and not, everybody thinks that this is their best album since Sunbather. I believe, and rightfully so. It's
Yeah.
undeniable. No skips. I'm even not like a big segues or like interludes guy on some records sometimes, just because I feel like it kind of takes you out of it at times. Some bands kind of force that in there. Very natural with this album. Came out March 28th again, an early release on Roadrunner this year. My particular favorite tracks are Heathen, Doberman, Magnolia, Amethyst, and Revelator. 12 tracks, 62 minutes, and apparently they got more material on the way for next year. They're already ready to release new material for 2026, which is amazing to me.
Wow.
But these guys are just of the best to do it in their genre, and the success continues, and they haven't lost a step. So, yeah, Def Heaven, Lonely People of Power at number 2, always going to be in the conversation for me at year end list.
That has been on a lot of lists I've seen.
It surprised me a lot. There's
A lot of people are back, like you said.
Yeah.
People they got back on the train with that one.
And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly,
that is
the
really important too.
the guitarist from Touche Amore did, which he does a lot of bands like album art layout and stuff and photography. He did this album as well.
Yeah, I heard that that's Jenna Hayes. Not that I
That
know
I'm
who
not
that
confident of, but Google Jenna Hayes and get back with us.
Yeah.
I have no idea who that
Give it a
that could
go.
be. Not sure who that would be.
All right, the moment of truth, my number one. First to go here. We talked about him earlier. Clips, undeniable, undeniable. 13 tracks, 40 minutes long. The marketing campaign behind this album, I mean, they checked every box there is to check, and that's why they're my number one. I re-listened to this album a ton. The marketing campaign was undeniable. The visual piece of this album and rollout was undeniable. Their Tiny Desk concert was undeniable. The lyrics on this album is undeniable. The tour is undeniable. The production on this album is undeniable. Just checked every single box. The performances are there. I mean, there's no criticism I could provide toward this album. Just very passionate about it. Pusha T's always been one of my favorite rappers. Malice, of course, has kind of stepped away from the game a little bit, but it's been 16 years since they've released an album, and this. Tell me another artist that has taken a 16-year break and come back and done something this incredible.
Important. And to piggyback on Malice, and I'm glad that it's getting his flowers, as they say. Right. He's easily, for me, the rapper of the year. He's done a couple solo projects.
He's had the best bars this year.
His work on the album, it's like that dude has been just like hibernating. Yep. I mean, he's did a couple, but like
lying in wait,
dude.
Lying in wait.
Yeah. And hopefully they clean. I'm not a big Grammys guy, but hopefully they sweep it clean at the Grammys because they deserve it.
I knew from the first singles, the first music videos, the teasers that this was going to be incredible. I was, Jake and I were having an active discussion immediately whenever they were releasing this stuff. I'm like, this is going to be special. First release, I think, with them on Rock Nation as well. I think they had a deal with Universal, some controversy there with some of the Drake beef type
the Chains
stuff
and Whip song with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. Kind of interesting. I defer you to interviews on that. I'm not going to get in the weeds about that, but yeah. The only other thing I have to say about it, Jake and I got to see them at the factory in St. Louis this year. I'm pretty sure they locked in with Jake and friend of the show, Cole Sutton, on some lines out there.
Malice,
Malice in particular was kind of pointing them out in the crowd. Yeah, because they had the bars. They were right there with them.
I commented "legend" on his St. Louis post the day after, and he liked my comment. So, hey.
So and man, it's a lot of fun, like great stuff. The social media campaign was great. One of my favorite things was they were talking to a little kid before a show, and it was around the St. Louis. I don't think it was St. Louis specifically, but a little kid yelled out to them outside of the crowd, outside the venue, said, "Yellow diamonds look like pee-pee." And they're like, "Wait, what'd you say?" And they went up to him, and he was like, "Yellow diamonds look like pee-pee." And they put it on their Instagram. The little kid knew the line from the song. It was fantastic. So, yeah, clips, man. So love to see these guys get their flowers. Love everything about this album. Can't say enough good things about it. That's why it's number one.
And they said there's more coming. So
let's go. Ooh. Let's go. I'm ready.
Now that they did a album with Pharrell, they got to do an album with Chad. The other, up to we got to do an album with Chad next. So, but yeah, let God sort them out. Amazing.
There we go. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and do my
Rich,
do my top 5 of this year.
5 to 1. Let's go.
All right, we got number 5. We got One of Nine with Dawn of the Iron Shadow. Fantastic. If you like dungeon synth, black metal, melodic black metal that is inspired by Tolkien and Lord of the Rings, this is right up your alley. I was absolutely, and it's some people are lukewarm on this album. I loved it, especially the track "Age of Chains," "Dreadful Leap," which features Holder, "Quest of the Silmaril." My wife's a Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not so much. I mean, I do like it, but I don't know that much into the lore of it, so I don't know the pronunciations of it. But fantastic, good atmosphere, great, well put together. The synths have this amazing, like almost like stringed horn thing, and
Orchestral
it's
feel.
not overpowering, which is like a thing that can really destroy an album like this and make it sound, like to me, Borgia or whatever. But I really liked it. It was a good album. They even the packaging's fantastic. Like the lyric booklet is this really cool book,
Almost
and it's
formatted
got
like
like
a comic.
artwork.
Oh, that is awesome.
And actually,
That's why you buy physical media,
yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
The artist who did the painting, like the artwork for all of this, was his name's escaping me, but he did the original artwork for Tolkien on the Lord of the Rings stuff. So
Wow.
it's a little cool thing there. Number 5, One of Nine, Dawn of the Iron Shadow.
I remember you shared that with us. And
That was the album of the week recently.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I was really impressed with like the production choices. Like it was kind of very synth forward, and sometimes that would kind of throw me off.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked the choice. Like how everything was mixed. It made it really stand out.
Yeah, like that. Like I needed to like throw on one of the Lord of the Rings movies and just play that. That'd be pretty cool.
Probably goes.
Now, my black metal knowledge is limited, but I wonder if they like Emperor when I listen to that.
Yeah, I think they. I mean, you would. I wouldn't say they would lean more towards like the second wave guys like Mayhem or Dark Throne or anything. It'd be more like Emperor or bands like that. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's more fitting.
I could see them touring with Emperor.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they have a full band now, but it's like a one man project. But they might have. I know they were doing a show somewhere, Oregon, Seattle, somewhere like that. That I've seen announced. That was pretty. I would like to like. I really like to see him. That'd be cool. Yeah, that was my number 5. And my number 4 here, with switching it up with some indie kind of alt country. I've talked about Friendship a lot on our past channel. A very important band to me. They have great songwriting skills. Just the way that they piece together the arrangement of the album is great. Lyrics, I love everything. Tones, great. But this is Caveman Wakes Up by Friendship. Very good.
I love that album. It's good.
Yeah,
It's in my top
coming to
20
St.
this year.
Louis very soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping weather will hold out and we can go see him. It's towards the end of
Yeah,
January,
we'll go.
I believe.
If the weather is good, we'll be there.
Yeah, but it's Missouri. We could have 80 degrees like we
right
just
now,
had,
yeah.
and then have ice the next day. Never
What's
know.
the lyric? I told you before that I liked with the Xbox. There's some idiot.
Oh,
playing
who's
Xbox.
the? Oh, now I'm blanking out.
Something to the effect of like, who's the?
It's
idiot
on
playing
Resident
Xbox?
Evil. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, fuck, I laughed so hard when I heard that at first. I'm like, and like he's kind of like talking about himself the whole time. I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure the whole meaning behind that
Yeah.
song, but it's great. I'm not a huge lyric guy. I'm
I mean, you
too
can't
boneheaded
not
for
notice
it,
it. With
but
these
yeah,
guys,
that lyric, that line's great.
And I mean, just growing up and playing like Resident Evil and PlayStation, first PlayStation and shit, it's just kind of like, oh, they're talking about shit that I know
I've
about.
never played Resident Evil. My only reference point is I showed a friend Code Orange, and he said this sounds like something that would be on Resident Evil. So it's the only
The newer Code Orange.
yeah,
stuff,
the only
That's
reference point I have for that game.
That was probably my first horror movie or horror video game I ever played. Was the first Resident Evil on PlayStation. Scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, could be.
All right, so we'll move on next to probably my favorite thrash record of this year, and that would be Doomsday with Never Known Peace. Every track on this is completely banging. It just doesn't stop. It's relentless. Great riffs, good hooks. It's catchy. Makes you want to chant along. Fantastic. This was put out on Creator Destruction. I believe Creator Destructor.
I like the colorway on the record too.
Yeah, very good. Southern California dudes, I believe. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, the opening track, Death is Here, great. Eternal Tombs, Killing Fields, Pain Dweller. Good record.
It's one of the Young brothers on the production of it. I don't remember.
Wouldn't surprise me. Taylor Young,
Taylor
Taylor Young, John Markson, Will Putney, Kurt Ballou, they're everywhere.
Zach Oren.
Oh,
Okay.
Or no. Yeah, mastered by Zach Oren, recorded and mixed by Zach Oren at Shark Bite Studios in Oakland, California.
okay.
Yeah.
Go A's.
Good stuff. If you like thrash, this is a good little breath of fresh air that's happening right now. Dig them.
I would say that is my the best thrash record by a new thrash band that I've heard since Nightmare Logic. I'm serious. This is someone who I love thrash metal, but that I can think of. That is the best thrash record I've heard since by a new band. The we saw them last year. That one's up there too. We saw them last year. It was on your Enforced. They're up there as well.
Enforced is
Enforced is
great.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to them releasing something hopefully in 2026. That'd be pretty awesome.
The return of Anthrax too. The return of thrash. Let's get it going.
Yeah. And then also onto another thrash album. I would say this would be about my number 2. I've listened to this album so much. I originally bought the tape, but this is Phantom, Tyrants of Wrath. This is thrash speed metal from Mexico. I mean, if you're gonna check this out, definitely. There's a lot of bands called Phantom. I don't know if they really checked it out and before they decided on that. Recently, they've been going by Phantom GDL, but it's straight 80s, early 90s thrash with a little bit of speed, a little bit of black metal in there as well. The most insane, catchy thrash riffs I've heard in a while. I've followed this band for a little bit, and I thought that everything they've released has been pretty good. They have another album, some EPs, but this one really just takes the cake for me. I mean, every track on this is fantastic. I mean, the Tower of Seth, Thunder Beast, Dance of the Spiders, the title track, Tyrants of Wrath, Nocturnal Opus 666. Like, there's good little segues and stuff on here. And one thing I do like about them, I mean, they've got cool imagery. I mean, they're all young kids. If anybody can see that, but I mean, like the old school logo, fantastic.
I do love that logo. It's sick.
And their own little mascot.
It's like a weird bat.
I love the artwork.
Yeah. Just all old school, no AI at all on this. But if you're a fan of anything in the thrash or speed metal world, check this out because I don't know, I feel like it's a little slept on. I originally got the tape off a Head Split, and I got actually numbered 30 out of 100, and then later on I picked the vinyl copy up on Iron Fortress Records. Good stuff.
Number one time.
That brings me to my number 1 album of the year, which is this little band from Little Rock, Arkansas. Been on a little hiatus for a while. They came back. They've done some shows here and there between in that hiatus. But that would be The Return of Magic by Wake with an R. But the album they've matured so much. Everything is hooky, it's catchy for a sludge band. I mean, you've got great atmosphere. You've got a little bit of like spoken word here and there. The dueling like screeching vocals between 2 of the members is just that classic Wake sound. It just drives everything home. Great thunderous like bass riffs. Everything. I get lost in this record. It came out earlier in this year, and I have never stopped listening to it. It's been a little bit of an obsession for me. I mean, the opening track, "You Swore We'd Be Together," great. The title, I mean, their single off of this, "The Return of Magic," is just beautiful. Everything builds well. It pays off. Like, it's so good on this. And then they also have this little spoken word little excerpt at the beginning of "Instant Constellations and the Psychedelic Incarceration." And I didn't know this until recently, but I guess I missed it in the liner notes, that the guy reading doing the little spoken word excerpt in that is Jim Dandy from Black Oak, Arkansas, the like Southern rock band. And I believe this was recorded in Black Oak, Arkansas. So that was a little cool.
That's cool. Cool little nugget there.
Fun nugget that I found out recently.
Oh yeah.
But nothing could top this for me this year. "Return of Magic" by Wake. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's punishing. It's sludgy, slow, catchy. Good riffs.
Wake.
"Return of Magic"
on Relapse, right?
Yes, it was. It was
One of the
released
best.
on Relapse. Yes.
Love me some Relapse.
All right.
Great picks.
Top 5 here. We'll go with number 5, and wouldn't be a end of the year list when they put out a record without having some Turnstile, Never Enough. I'm going to say the 5th studio album because I think Step to Rhythm is an LP. The 5th studio album from Baltimore hardcore punk band Turnstile, Never Enough. Basically, they picked up right where they left off with Glow On. Amazing record. Continue to do great things. Continue to get bigger and bigger, but organically in the same way. We got 14 tracks here, like 40-minute runtime. My favorite song is without a doubt track 5, Light Design. I love that song. I love Sun Shower. I love Dull. I love Time Is Happening. I love the closer, Magic Man. Every song's great on here. Basically, if you love Glow On, you'll love Never Enough. And speaking of Grammys, hope they clean sweep every category they're in as well. And if you haven't seen the movie that accompanies the record, I highly recommend it. It was what I saw. I went to theaters and saw it, and it was one of the greatest experiences in a theater. It was like crazy, like seeing the whole album as a movie played with the outstanding. So Turnstile, Never Enough on Roadrunner Records. If you never heard of Turnstile, you're living under a rock.
Yeah, these days for sure.
No, Taco Bell commercials.
Taco Bell everywhere.
If you got Taco Bell, you've heard
Anxious is in a
Taco Bell,
Taco
so-
Bell commercial too.
it. Same.
I mean,
Speaking of,
they know their demographic.
Mm-hmm.
and then number 4, got to have a little bit of country on here, at least for me. Another great year for country music, and one of my favorite country artists is Brian Kelly, Sunshine State of Mind, Season 2, Chapter 1. Got the autographed vinyl here. This is a follow-up from his last album, Ed and Mary Margaret's Son. Brian Kelly is one half of Florida Georgia Line fame. This is his 4th solo record, and this was the soundtrack of summer for me. If there was I literally by the pool drinking, windows down after work, weekend, anything, like literally, it's self-explanatory. Sunshine State of Mind, Season 2, Chapter 1. It puts you in a Sunshine State of Mind. It's a follow-up to his first Sunshine State of Mind from 2021. There's 14 tracks, like a 40-minute runtime. If I had to pick a favorite song, it would be one of the best songs of any genre this year, and that would be "Spend Some Time There." And it's like a mix of Alan Jackson and Jimmy Buffett mixed in with his, of course, FGL sound a little bit. Yeah, I have been listening to this record nonstop. Brian Kelly, Sunshine State of Mind, Season 2, Chapter 1. It's my number 4. And then my number 3, I don't have a physical copy of it. What a poser. I don't have a physical copy of it. And that is the Haywire, No Guard, Shirts versus Skins split. It has 6 tracks. It has Summer Nights, which is another summer banger
Banger.
by Haywire.
Big banger.
Track 2, my favorite song of the year, Always by My Side, a very oi type song. And then track 3 is a cut, which I love when bands do this on their split. Track 3 is Me and You, Haywire covering No Guard. And then shout out to Haywire, got me smartened up with No Guard, which is an oi band from Springfield, Illinois. So their tracks, Dirtbag, True Love, and then they covered Love Song from Condition for Demolition. And Haywire is, without a doubt, top 3 current hardcore band.
Yep.
And love everything that they're doing. My favorite live band currently is Haywire. They're having the year of 20. Haywire is having a moment right now, and it's well deserved.
Insane tour this year too.
Yep. They toured all 50 states.
Yeah.
Which is
Unheard of.
they went to
Insane.
Alaska and Hawaii,
Yeah.
which is insane. Not many bands do that.
Crazy.
So, that is my number 3. And then my number 2 is my favorite hardcore release of 2025, and that is the follow up to their 2022 release, No Good at Goodbyes. That is Gridiron, Poetry from Pain, released on Blue Grape Music. If you love hardcore that is very hip hop, rap, metal influenced, like this would be the soundtrack you play on your franchise mode to Madden, like I said earlier. It's got features from Mike Ryan of Missing Link, Nothing Nowhere, and out of all people, Big Body Bess is on this record. So if I had to pick a favorite track, it would be track 11, Pay Dirt. It has one of the best lines of the year, never touch bread like a keto diet. So Gridiron, Poetry from Pain on Blue Grape Music. And my number 1 wasn't even close. It's like I'm piggybacking off of you. Deftones is like a Mount Rushmore band for you. The Cure last year, the 8th studio record from Maryland pop punk legends, Good Charlotte, Motel Du Cap, released on Atlantic Records. 13 songs, 41 minutes. It's the follow up to their 2018 release, Generation RX, and it's got a little something for everybody. If you like Good Charlotte already, you'll love it. If you don't like Good Charlotte, you won't like this. And it's got pop punk bangers on here. It's got a hip hop song with Wiz Khalifa. It's got the country song with Luke Borchelt, one of their artists that they work with. They got a track with Zeph on there. They got a track with Petty Hendrix. All these artists they work with on their management label thing. And very formative, important band for me. Believe it or not, I wouldn't have known about a lot of underground punk bands, hardcore bands, etc., metal bands, if it wasn't for this band. And they are very shaped my taste and what I like and what bands I think are cool because of Good Charlotte. So Good Charlotte, Motel Du Cap, and my favorite track is track 8, Mean. It's my favorite riff of the year too. So that is my number 1.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, fellas.
we did it.
There we go. And we also have, real quick, friend of the show, Blake Worley, who has been on many of our previous episodes in our other show. He wanted to give us a little list. He couldn't be here tonight because he had to work. So we're going to read off his real quick. In no order, his favorite releases of 2025 are Never Enough by Turnstile, Super Heaven, self-titled, Welcome to My Blue Sky, Mama, All My Angels EP by Speed, which was awesome as well.
Mm-hmm.
I Want to Disappear in the USA, live record from The Story So Far. No Escape EP from Spaced, one of my favorite hardcore bands as well right now, from Buffalo, New York. And then Watch It Die, Homefront, and then Living Gracious by Crush Your Soul. Those are Blake Worley's favorite releases of 2025.
Solid. Very solid.
So that was our episode. That was our list of favorite releases of 2025, and there will be much more coming of new pickups, new arrivals, episodes coming, and live shows that we're going to be attending, and all that jazz. So that's episode 1 of What's Spinning with Jake and Ridge. Thank you, Barrett, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.